The port closest to London, Clacton-on-Sea, served as a major shipping channel in 19th century England. Weather, rocks, and shifting conditions made it an especially treacherous place to navigate, and, as might be expected, the waters there claimed many ships and human lives. In 1875, Albert Edward, Prince of Wales, Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of England, and later King Edward VII from 1901 to 1910, voyaged to India. Thankful for his safe return 8 months later at Clacton-on-Sea, the Grand Lodge of England decided to make the port safer by donating a lifeboat in his name. With more than 4,000 spectators in attendance, they dedicated and launched the Albert Edward Lifeboat on July 10, 1878, amidst pomp and circumstance fit for the future king. An unknown poet immortalized the event with an official poem which said in part, "Built from henceforth life to save, manned by crew so strong and brave, launch the boat with ringing cheer, honor the name to all now dear, honor the dead in the living son, honor the love so justly won. Albert Edward, I to be the sailor's friend on this eastern sea. Honor the craft whose generous thought so much of sterling good has wrought. Honor the gift that they have given to save a man's life if willed by heaven. Honor the true hearts ever found when storms and tempests rage around, to leave their homes where loved ones weep and brave the perils of the deep." By the day of the dedication, the Albert Edward had already proven its worth. Delivered to Clacton prior to the official launching, the lifeboat saw its first action on May 23rd when the ship Garland, on a voyage from Shields to London, ran aground and broke up. The crew rowed for 3 grueling hours to reach the stranded vessel and saved the lives of 6 men and 3 boys on board. No one will ever know how many crewmen, most of whom were likely Freemasons, lost their lives in this dangerous service. However, the 1884 proceedings of the United Grand Lodge of England made note of the following: that the sum of 50 guineas, which is about $5,000 today, be granted to the family of the late James Cross, and a similar sum to the family of Thomas Cattermole, 2 of the crew of the Albert Edward lifeboat at Clacton-on-Sea, which boat was presented to the National Lifeboat Institution by Grand Lodge. These 2 men, after having assisted the first in saving 116 and the second 33 lives, having lost their own in the discharge of their duty on the night of the 23rd of January last, whilst in their boat, endeavoring to rescue the crew of a vessel in distress, leaving their families consisting of a widow and 6 children, and a widow and 3 children entirely destitute. For over half century, from 1878 to 1929, the Albert Edward and its 2 successors of the same name guarded the port of Clacton-on-Sea and saved countless lives. Today, Freemasons still take part in rescues there and at other ports. In addition, the fraternity regularly donates funds to the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, which oversees life-saving operations throughout Great Britain. For the Whence Came You podcast, this is Steve Harrison with the Masonic Minute.